go to number 3. Rick and Josh also have this player ranked 3rd. I have him ranked 4th. Jordan Addison, USC, by way of Pitt, had a huge year. He has return ability, can play inside, can play outside. Another guy who plays bigger than his listed weight and height. And the problem is his listed weight and height, if you see that and nothing else, because he weighed 173, was 5'11" and 1/8 of the combine. Ran a quote-unquote disappointing 4.49. I think folks thought he might hit the 4.3s. But, Rick, I'll ask you, is the 4.49 disappointing given the way his tape looks?
A little bit. He does play faster than that. But when you have that speed, and it becomes a little concerning that goes along with that weight. But it's not going to be a be-all, end-all determination because he is too good of a football player. He's a very good route runner. I'm sorry, Josh. Am I taking your thunder away? This was your guy. I'm not supposed to be talking because I respect everything that you do and all the work and effort and film that you put in on this guy. So I will defer, but I think this guy is going to be a really good pro.
Okay. What do you think, Josh?
No, I was just over here taking notes. I will say one thing, because everybody says that he had a worse season this past year than what we had seen from Pittsburgh. One thing that I was encouraged by is the fact that his drop rate has diminished each of the past 2 years. So when he was at Pittsburgh, it was an 11.5% drop rate in 2020, 7.6 in 2021. He gets to USC, it goes all the way down to 2.1%. So you see his ability to catch the ball a little bit more cleanly. The way that they used him at or near the line of scrimmage, giving him the opportunity to make plays post-catch, I think is what he does well. But he did play some reps on the boundary as well, similar to Isaiah Flowers. 72.2% of his targets were out wide, 24.1 came out of the slot. So even though he is a little bit slight of frame, somebody that you don't necessarily want against these bigger physical cornerbacks, he has some exposure to playing on the boundary, somebody that is going to be able to play inside out for you at the next level and allow you to do some different things with your offensive scheme.
And your comp is an interesting one. I just looked up his combine numbers, 5'11", 197. I mean, no one's going to waste 173, so he's a little heavier than Addison was at the combine, but it ran a 4.42. This guy had a fantastic career. Who's your comp for Jordan?
Yeah, this one was difficult because Addison is a little bit of an outlier with his height to weight ratio.
So am I, by the way.
Yeah, likewise. I've heard Rick's comparison of Devontae Smith, and I think that's probably in the realm of what you're looking at. I don't think he's quite as dynamic as Devontae Smith is, so I went with Greg Jennings, who is a much bigger, heavier player than Addison was, but somebody that was used at or around the line of scrimmage early in his career and really developed his niche for attacking vertically later into his career. So I think Addison is a good fit, a good comparison there, even though the body types, the physical profile doesn't necessarily match.
And draft range, what do you got?
I think you're probably looking at late first round, early second round, somewhere in there, because I don't think he's quite as high, at least on my personal list, as these two guys that we're about to talk about.
So, Rick, let me ask you this. If Jordan Addison, would you rather Jordan Addison weigh 185 and everything stay the same, or would you rather him have run a 4.39 and the measurables would remain what they actually are?
Well, I'd rather have the speed.
Okay.
Because there are lean guys, and that's why I did the body comparison to Devontae Smith a little bit. But that's shocked me a little bit, where I was disappointed in the 40 that he ran, although I do think he plays faster. But I thought he knew how to get open like Devontae did and made a lot of catches, and he was elusive after the catch, a lot of things that Devontae did. He just, verified now that he's not as fast.
So he's ranked 3rd on your list, and Josh's list as well. He's 4th on mine. I would imagine that the fact that he's ranked 3rd, both you guys, Rick, I'm asking you because I just asked Josh, going in round 1?
I think bottom. I think some teams will get concerned with the 4.49 in the weight, so I can see him dropping some. That's not a great receiver class in this first round.